In this AlignMix how-to video, you will learn how to use the alignment tools here in AlignMix. And I will start this demonstration by using an existing AlignMix file. So we already have zip codes assigned to territories, and we also have accounts imported. And in addition to that, we have a hierarchy built. So we've got sales territories assigned to districts and districts assigned to regions. So now let's talk about our alignment tools. The first tool is the Touch Align tool here in the top left. And the Touch Align tool allows you to move territory boundaries from one territory to another, and it provides instant feedback when you do that. So let's zoom into the Denver territory, and I'm going to click with the left button on the mouse and hold that left button. And you'll see that since I clicked and held the left button on the orange territory, that it's outlined in a red color. That means the tool is active. While holding the left button on the mouse, I'm going to move it into this green area of the western part of Colorado, and we'll just color in all these areas. So that's the Touch Align tool. But right now we don't have any labels set on our territories, so we couldn't see any instant feedback for what we just did to that territory. So let's set a label here by going to Configure Layers, click here, and I'm going to set this back to Sales, like so, and we'll make it a red color, and click OK, and OK again. So now you see the total sales for every territory in red text. So now let's find another area. Let's come down here to Texas, to the Houston area. And you can see we've got a lot displayed here. So to make things less cluttered, I'm going to click on Layers and turn off the accounts from view. Now the accounts have not been deleted. I've just hidden them from view. So now using the Touch Align tool, I'm going to click with the left button on the mouse here on Houston West. And now I'm going to chip away at the zip codes. As the tool captures zip codes with data in it, it's being shifted from the yellow territory to the purple territory on the left. When I let go, those changes have been set. So now you've officially made those changes to those zip to territory assignments. So let's do that again. Let's move over here to Alabama. And we're going to shift Huntsville down to Birmingham. So using the Touch Align tool, clicking and holding, I'm shifting it downward like so. So any tools that you can use in an existing file, you can also use in a brand new file if you haven't imported any data. So let's go back to our Home tab, and now we're going to click the Lasso tools. We have 4 tools to choose from. The Lasso zip code tool will lasso an area for you, and if you have a territory label set, that label will populate as you capture zip codes and accounts using your lasso. When you let go of that tool, you will see a summary of that whole area that you have just lassoed. The first tab shows you a summary of all the data. Second tab will show you a list of all the accounts that have been lassoed. And the third tab will show you a full list of all the accounts that have been lassoed. You can then click on Next, and then you can choose to create a new territory from that lassoed area, assign it to an existing territory, and then you can click the drop-down menu to select an existing territory. You can unassign those zip codes and accounts, delete those accounts, and also reset any account overrides that may be in this file. For this example, let's click on Create New Territory, click Next, and we've got Territory 1 created. So that's how the Lasso zip code tool works. So now let's explore some of the other options. Click that drop down over here under Lasso zip codes, and we'll select the Circle zip code tool. Now this tool operates very similar to that Lasso zip code tool with one difference. When you click and drag that tool out, it's creating a circle, and it will show you the radius of that circle as you drag your cursor out. You also see that the label will show you the total sales of that sales territory that we are about to create. And when you let go, you'll get a similar summary to what you just saw when we were using the Lasso zip code tool. Full list of the zip codes and accounts, and in the first tab you get a full summary of everything that is found within that circled lassoed area. Clicking on Next, you get the same options as we did before. This time I'm going to add it to an existing area, and we'll add it to the Atlanta territory. Click Next, and then you can see that Atlanta territory has been expanded. So let's go back to our Lasso tools, and this time I'm going to select the Lasso Territory tool. The Lasso Territory tool will lasso an entire territory, or even lasso multiple territories. So let's click and drag out and select all 4 of these territories and let go. And this time we get a different type of summary. We'd still see all the territories that we've lassoed, and if we expand this to the right, you will see all the data sets that are found in that lassoed area for those 4 territories. So we didn't have to capture the entire territory, just a sliver of it, and the software captures the entire territory for you. You can then click on zip codes for a full list of the zip codes that are found in those territories, and same goes for accounts. Clicking on next, we can create a new district from those 4 territories. You can assign all 4 of those territories to an existing district if you've already created districts. You can merge all of them into one territory, or you can delete them. So let's click on delete and finish. And just like that, all of them have been deleted. If you've deleted something by accident, you can always click on the undo button to bring those territories back in. So let's click back on our lasso tools and select the final option, the Circle Territories tool. Clicking that option, it will work the same way as the Lasso Territory tool did, and also the Circle Zip Code tool. So you click and drag out, and as soon as you capture over 50% of that territory, the whole territory becomes selected. And we're pulling this tool out just like we did in the Circle tool. You'll see that radius populate as that tool gets expanded outward. When you let go, you will see that identical summary to what we just saw in the Territory Lasso tool. You can then click on Next and select those same options. But this time I'll click on Close. So at the start of this video, I talked about how you can use all of these tools in a blank AlignMix file. So let's show you briefly how that would look. So let's click here on File, New Project, Start New Project without saving, and Finish. I'll stick with all those default settings that are set in the AlignMix software. So here we have our blank file. And now let's go ahead and select the Lasso Zip Code tool. So if we lasso an area, you can lasso it just like that. And you'll see that there's no data in here, but it let us lasso that whole area. Click Next and we can create a new territory, and we've created Territory 1. You may notice that if you're trying to use the lasso territories on a blank map, it won't actually lasso anything because there aren't territories created for that tool to lasso. So when you're using a blank map, you pretty much have to use the Lasso Zip Code tool, Circle Zip Code tool, or the Touch Align tool. So if you click and drag out, you'll create brand new territories using that Touch Align tool. These tools will be discussed in more detail in the following video where you will learn how to create brand new territories. And there you go. You've just learned how to use the alignment tools in AlignMix.